TYT Sports, everybody. Jason and Jeremy here with you for another edition of Good Week, Bad Week. I really love this segment.
It's a good one.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot
I
of
really
fun.
enjoy doing it. Jeremy,
Yes.
enlighten us. Good Week, Bad Week.
All
What
right.
do you got?
Well, to start, good week for none other than LeBron James.
Oh.
Finally, yeah, I know it's. You think, why are we even mentioning that LeBron's having a good week? But up until this point, not something you can assume. He's finally back in form. Cavs are clicking. His last four quarters, four halves, he's been putting up like 20 plus points, shooting crazy efficiently, going back to his Heat days where he's, averaging 27 points on 50% shooting and doing all the things and just overall being a terrifying human being.
What game did he take over? It was, I think, Friday night. He just decided, I'm going to go off for the last 12
He's been
points
doing
of
that
this game.
in all the games. He's reverting back to I'm going to be a facilitator for 3.5 quarters and then, oh shit, we're not winning by enough. Let me change that.
I can't remember who mentioned this on sports radio, but somebody kept saying, why doesn't he just go into the lane every single time?
Because it's not easy. It's like if you're playing 2K, you can't just be LeBron every time. Otherwise, you're going to score
But
like...
he is LeBron.
He is LeBron, but he also, I think he enjoys the game of basketball to the point where he likes it to be competitive for everybody.
Yeah, it's a good
Or
point.
maybe I'm just giving him too much credit.
So, good week for?
Good week for LeBron, yeah.
Good week for LeBron.
You want to go? Should I continue?
I'll take a stab.
Take a stab.
I have a good week for NBA Commissioner Adam Silver.
Oh, yeah?
He
Do
wrote
explain.
an op-ed piece for the New York Times in which he came out in full support of legalized sports gambling. This is something that I feel is very much like the legalization of medical marijuana. It's eventually going to happen across the country. At least I hope it would happen across the country.
It's you know what it is. It's another good example of the NBA kind of being ahead, or at least on par with social things going on, as opposed to playing catch up, which I think is what the NFL has been doing for a long time.
Right.
With all this stuff, you see them scrambling to save face because they just aren't in tune with the times. The NBA has always been really good at that. They've always kind of kept their audience young and contemporary, more so than say baseball or football. I think a lot of that is the nature of the sport, but a lot of it's also marketing. They do a really good job of marketing the young people, and it's been paying off.
Yeah, and having Adam Silver, in terms of him being the best commissioner in American sports right now, I don't even think it's a question.
It's not close.
Because the Goodell bot is broken, we know that.
The Goodell bot is certainly broken.
Well, I take that back. Rob Manfred, hopefully he's a great commissioner for baseball, but at the same time, right now, Adam Silver seems to be doing everything right, and he should continue to do everything right.
Manfred, like Silver, it hasn't been that long,
right.
So it's hard to see exactly how successful they've been. But yeah, Adam Silver hasn't done anything wrong so far. He stepped in, the first thing he did was put the hammer down on Sterling, set a great precedent for what the NBA stands for, and that he cares about his players, and he hasn't really stopped that since. And it's really nice. It's a nice, refreshing thing, honestly. After I think we're all sick of David Stern.
Yeah, he was basically commissioner as long as we've been alive.
He was commissioner since the 70s.
Him and Bud Selig have been we've only seen one commissioner in our lifetime for almost
for baseball
every sport.
and basketball. Yeah,
right.
we got Tagliabue and Goodell.
Right, we have Tagliabue.
Not like Goodell was worth.
Right, we'll take
yeah.
Tagliabue back.
I'll take him back.
All right, so let's move on. So there's many good things in the NBA this week.
It was a good week for the NBA, from like a competitive standpoint. A lot of people doing well. An example of that, a good week for the Portland Trailblazers. I'm a huge Blazers fan, as you know. Full disclosure. They went 5-0 this week. They're beating good teams. Their offense is clicking. They're playing without Batum the last couple of games, and they're still winning. It's a good sign. Last year, a lot of their success was kind of based around the fact that they didn't get hurt at all. Aldridge was the only starter to miss any games last year, and he only missed 12. And that was a couple 6-game clusters during the season, and that didn't really matter that much. But yeah, they have some injuries, but they're still battling. They're looking good. Their defense is improving. And the West, as we know, is not easy. But they're looking really good. And it's good to see. My Blazers are doing well.
Blazers are a top 5 league pass team for me. They're actually creeping into the top 3 really quick.
They're really similar to the Warriors to me, insofar as they have
basketball.
Northwest basketball.
I consider it
West basketball.
West basketball.
North of Los Angeles, certainly.
Anything north of here.
Anything north of here
is the Northwest.
Is the Northwest. Exactly. There you go. Steph Curry and Lillard, they have some similarities. And they're both really great three-point shooting teams. They run obviously the Warriors have a better defense than the Blazers, but it's the Blazers' defense is improving every single game. It's already better than it was last year, which isn't saying much, but it's good. You know,
The slightest difference for the Blazers in defense is a major difference overall because the Blazers got knocked out in the second round of the playoffs.
they got swept by this. Oh no, they won a game against the Spurs.
They won against the Spurs, a Goliath of a team you're trying to go up against, but at the same time, that little bit of extra defense, if they're matched up against the Spurs again, it's going to be rough. But any other team but the Spurs would have probably gone, in my opinion, 6 or 7 games. And it could have gone the Blazers' way.
Yeah. I mean, it was great for them regardless.
Yes.
They learned a lot in that playoff series, and you can already see it's paying dividends. They're top 10 in at least 5 major offensive categories. Points per game, rebounds per game, assists per game, field goal percentage, and three-point percentage. And blocks.
Awesomeness.
And awesomeness. Number 1 in awesomeness. Why not?
Yes.
All right, final good week for?
Final good week. So I have a tie for 2. I was going to originally talk about the 76ers master plan and how if tanking is a thing, they're doing it really, really well.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
The 76ers have made that apparent.
It's funny because before Carter Williams came back, there was 5 guys on that roster who would start, and I'd be like, I don't really know who you are, and that's no offense to the team, but the 76ers are in the bottom 5 of my league pass rankings.
We're basketball fans. We know most players.
Right.
When you roll out a starting 5 of people we don't know, that's not good.
That's not a good sign. But the actual good week is Kentucky basketball players in the NBA are on fire. The All-Kentucky team is literally unstoppable. You got Boogie, John Wall, the Brow, who's so good it's unfair. I'm quoting Zach Lowe. Eric Bledsoe. Even you go into their bench and you have Kid Gilchrist, Brandon Knight, Nerlens Noel, who hasn't really proved too much just yet, Patrick Patterson, not the defensive back for the Cardinals.
Patrick Peterson.
Right.
Yeah.
Tayshaun Prince, the veteran of the Kentucky players in
How
the
old is he
active
now?
roster.
He's up there.
Tayshaun, he was
He's pushing 40.
Tayshaun, he's got to be getting 37, 38 because he was on the Detroit Pistons Rip Hamilton championship
That's right,
team.
the 04 championship team, that's right, yeah.
So he's been around. And lastly, I wrote down, can't read it.
Perfect.
So moving forward, the Kentucky basketball team, Kentucky players in the NBA are fantastic. And that would be, I'm trying to think of any other schools that would be able to compete if there wasn't all Syracuse team with active players. UCLA with Westbrook and Love.
Westbrook and Love and Flalo.
And Jordan Farmar.
Jordan Farmar, that's right. All Jewish team would be Jordan Farmar.
It would be Jordan Farmar. It would be interesting to see those matchups happen, but I think Kentucky with,
it's not yet.
with 3 of these guys and point guard John Wall and of course Cousins and Anthony Davis vying for an MVP this year, both playing unbelievably well. So the All-Kentucky basketball team, good week 4. But let's move on to the fun stuff.
Oh,
what was it a bad
week for? Yeah.
Because there's always a lot of bad. There's good and there's bad. It's always nice to talk about the good, but you guys, viewers, you seem to really like the bad. It's just true.
The bad is it gets people listening.
Yeah.
Well, another bad week for rookies, especially health of rookies. There's a sniper in the building, as you like to say. Aaron Gordon is down and out with a foot fracture. It's undetermined exactly the extent of the injury right now, but it didn't look good. Never looks good when rookies go down. Add another one to the list: Marcus Smart, Julius Randle. I'm blanking on the other ones, but there are other ones.
I can't pick them off the top of my head, but it's really upsetting because this is supposed to be the greatest, deepest NBA draft of rookies of all time. Yeah. And they're going to be compared to the 2004
Wade, LeBron, Melo draft.
Darko. Amongst a bunch of other players that are deep in that draft that turned out to be amazing NBA players. But it's just upsetting because a lot of these players, like Marcus Smart, like Julius Randle, they would have gotten a lot of minutes in their rookie season, and you would have got to see them flourish. Now,
we're going to not talk about Julius Randle that much.
Talk
about a terrible start to my Lakers season. Let's watch your rookie go out in an immobilizing stretcher. Fun stuff.
On game 1.
Game one. The fourth quarter of a blowout game 1.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Just pound your head against the table. It's rough, but the 2 that are headliners here, we haven't seen Embiid yet, he's still injured, but we have Parker and Wiggins, who, I don't watch too much of the Bucks and Timberwolves, but it's the reason I do. When I see the score and it's a close game, I drop the league pass thing in there and I watch.
I'd watch the Bucks before I watch the Timberwolves, especially because Rubio's out now. I'll watch the Greek Freak. And OJ Mayo finally shedding that weight again, making some threes, pretending like he cares about being in the NBA.
Yeah.
It's nice to see.
Yeah,
and
it is.
Jabari.
But in terms of the league, our league pass rankings, they're not the Warriors, they're not the Blazers.
Not the Blazers or the Kings. I love watching the Kings.
Absolutely, the Kings have been very fantastic to watch, but they absolutely are worth monitoring in general. There's nothing worse than knowing your team loses and still deciding to sit through the entire
Oh, I did
game.
that. I do that all the time. That's how you know you're a fan of the game.
For chunks.
Yeah.
So that's my only bad week is Knicks. Do you have more bad weeks to?
I mean, we touched on it. Timberwolves really suck. I mean, Wiggins had his first 20-point game, right, this week?
Yes, he did.
That was a silver lining for an otherwise very unfortunate time for the Timberwolves. But Garnett is considering buying the Timberwolves.
Kevin Garnett?
Kevin Garnett has said he
sick.
expressed interest. I mean, that would be the best thing that happened to them since Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, that's actually very true. That's actually so true. Because you know what's funny? I was watching Tim Duncan highlights. And
That's a really interesting thing to watch.
Right, it was watching him from like 2000 to 2003 because he had like his 25,000th point.
That's right. Against the Lakers.
Point. Yeah, against the Lakers. And Tim Duncan is a stud of a player. If you don't like Tim Duncan, there's something fundamentally wrong with you. And
as a person and a basketball fan.
Both of them. We're insulting you guys on both planes here. But watching the highlights and of course watching Tim Duncan go against, there's a highlight against him and KG and the Timberwolves, and just looking at KG put on weight as he got older. He was a scrawny guy when he kind of came into the league, but he was a fighter.
He came out of high school. He was one of the first NBA players to come out.
18 years old.
He and Kobe were kind of the first wave of players to come out, superstars that come out of high school successful.
Right.
And then everybody started doing it, so they put that age cap on.
Yep. Now they put the year in college.
Yeah.
And people like Wiggins couldn't do it, and Sebastian Telfair.
Well, I mean, Bynum was the last player to be under 18.
That's what I wrote down.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there you go.
It's a bad week for Ooms.
For the Ooms.
And yes, I'm butchering this pronunciation for the sake of fitting my bad week, but Bynum, Exum,
and Batum.
All not playing right now.
All not playing in the NBA, which overall makes a bad week for the Ooms.
Do you know what I really hope? I hope like in 2 weeks they're all playing and they're all playing well, so I can make it a good week and continue using Ooms in my
You might have to
good week, bad
give
week.
Andrew Bynum a call about that.
Yeah, Bynum.
Sorry, Bynum. There you go.
The Ooms.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
All right. So I think we got three.
I think we got three.
There you go.
Guys, leave your good week, bad week in the comment section below. There's like all these places you can check out TYT Sports. We're on Twitter.
That's true. Look, they're
Over here.
conveniently located behind us.
Facebook. We have a Tumblr, which is actually really awesome. One of the social media people here at TYT, Chanel, does an amazing job with it, so credit to her. And the website, which we update every so often, so make sure to check that out. And more importantly, there's a button on the top left that you can subscribe to TYT Sports. It is free $99, so make sure to check it out. Guys, thank you, Jeremy, Jason. We're out next time for Good Week, Bad Week.